Yeah, you can make an introduction.
My name's Sean. One of my friends, Jed here, had a bad experience with the Hamilton police. We all been there, right? But you got to hear this story specifically. Here, let me shut up. Jed, you got arrested?
Yes, that happened yesterday, which is November 9th,
Yeah.
2017 at 7:15 in the morning.
So let me guess. You were caught stealing from someone.
No,
you were
no.
beating up somebody. Okay.
That's
Okay.
not me.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
not my style.
Okay. You were let me see. You
I was
broke.
standing doing my thing.
That's what everybody says. Really?
I
Really?
was standing listening to my music and smoking a cigarette and waiting for my computer to upload.
So that early in the morning, just sitting out there. So what happened?
I was there since 2 o'clock in the morning, by the way.
Nobody bothered you?
No, nobody bothered me.
Okay, so then what
About
happened?
6:45, I was standing there listening to my music, and one of the security came out of nowhere. I never seen it before. I never even knew that they had security. And told me to shut my music off.
Shut it off, turn it down, was it too loud? What did he
No,
say?
he didn't like my music. He
But-
said, not everybody likes your music, and I definitely don't.
But yeah, so, I mean, what were you listening to? Michael Jackson, Bruno Mars?
Actually, I was listening at that moment to some Christian music.
You don't like Christian music, bro? Bro, you don't like Christian music? All right.
At that moment, I was. And he told me to shut it off, and I said, no, I'm not going to shut it off.
Uh-huh.
He goes, it's bothering me.
Right.
It might bother other people. They're not into that music. And I said, well, that's just too bad. I go,
Okay.
not even my mother. I listen to my mother. Like, if you don't like the music, just
Move on.
Go away, move on.
So he said, okay, later I'm gone, or he said,
He said nothing. He just walked away and pulled out the phone.
I'll call the cops.
And I assumed that he would call the cops.
Now, heads up. Hamilton police, there's some great police officers out there, okay? Because
Yes.
I know a lot, and I deal with them a lot. Some great people out there. However, on this instance,
This is what happened. I still hung around, and I wasn't sure if he did call police or not, or maybe he was just pretending he would. That I continued with my program, and I'm waiting for my computer to shut off.
right?
As he kept going around McDonald's and ended up at Tim Hortons. If you know the location,
Yep.
there's McDonald's, drive-through,
Right.
and then a Tim Hortons.
Right?
So I was standing on McDonald's side, right next to the window, watching my computer
Yeah.
inside. And I just had by the way, I just had a refill on my coffee.
So
I was-
wait a second. Whoa, back up. McDonald's knew you were in the building?
I've been there since 2 o'clock in the morning.
What?
That means like 5 hours.
Okay, all right, go on.
And they gave me a refill, and I came out, and I saw him standing across from the drive-through on Tim Hortons' side,
Right?
talking to one of the staff from Tim Hortons.
Right?
And of course, I wasn't eavesdropping, but he was probably saying he doesn't know that the cops are coming, or he doesn't, And sure enough, at that point, I see the cruiser coming, 2 cruisers coming, and 2 single officers driving.
So my question is, was your music still on at this time, or did it?
I believe it was still on. Yes.
So when the police officers came to you, was the music on?
At the moment when they started walking towards me, I think I pulled out the cord.
Okay, so you turned off the cord because they're gonna obviously talk to you, right?
I realized they were going to talk to me, so I pulled the cord out. That's what I always do when I see somebody approaching me. I pull out the cord.
Okay, so now the cops are coming to you after speaking to this gentleman. Then what happens?
To the security. Then as they're coming towards me, I pull out the cord, and I'm waiting for them to start saying Jed, because most officers.
Everybody knows the dancing man. Come on, what rock are you under?
By the way, I just want to mention this, that I met a police chief at the Tiger Stadium, and he introduced himself to me.
Yeah.
He came to me and with greeting that it was his pleasure to finally meet me.
Yeah, because
And that was very nice.
But like I said, a lot of Hamilton police officers,
They're beautiful.
They're good guys.
They're beautiful.
Yeah.
They always smile at me. They give me high five.
A lot of love.
A lot of love. They totally support my
lifestyle,
my
your
lifestyle,
personality,
what I'm
everything.
doing to this city. I believe
Yeah, I know. We know what you're about, brother.
Okay, so I get positive vibes from the police officer, and I figured one of them will say, Jed, you have a problem here. They would converse with me.
Right. But what happened?
This is exactly what happened, play by play, frame by frame.
Break it down, brother.
As they approached me, and the first words out of their mouth was, "You're under arrest for trespassing."
Oh, that's kind of intense. So
And
did they arrest you?
And I looked at them and I said, "Excuse me?" I go, "Did I hear right? Shut up, turn around, you're under arrest."
Yo, bro, get that.
And at that point, I realized that they're serious.
So we got cuffs out. Were cuffs on the hands?
Wait. At that point, I realized they were serious,
Okay.
so I start turning,
Yeah.
and they put one cuff on my right hand,
Right.
right wrist, and as they were about to put the handcuff on my left wrist,
Right.
which I was going along,
Yeah.
I realized that I didn't mention that my computer and my belongings are
Were still-
all over the table inside the McDonald's.
Right.
So I instinctively pulled the arm away, kind of to point.
Resisting arrest.
And all of a sudden, they got really violent physically. I mean, brutally. I actually still feel pain right here,
Right.
from the twist.
Right.
He not only put the handcuff on,
Right.
but he twisted my hand, and that's how they walked me, like this. They
Right.
walked me towards the cruiser. Okay, I was
Right.
in this fashion. And now I'm against the cruiser, and they went through my pockets. They went through took my wallet out. As
So-
you can see, look.
They went through all your stuff.
How many pockets do I have?
You got a lot of pockets, bro.
I got a lot of pockets. They
And I
went through
thank
every
that.
little pocket, everything that I had on me to my pouch, and they dumped it on the cruiser's trunk. On top of it, I've seen some things fall, my
Right.
pens and things like that.
Right.
And then, I'm still being in handcuffs like this against the car.
Yeah.
Then they opened the back door
Let you
and
in?
shoved me in.
So okay. So because for our Facebook viewers, were you arrested? Were you taken to prison?
Listen to me. I'm telling you play by play.
No, Joe. We got to get close to the end because we're at 7 minutes.
Okay. No, what happened at that point? I'm in, and he's writing a ticket, and he's telling me what my charges are on the ticket.
Right.
Which is, I'm charged with trespassing.
Right.
Now, like I will say this much, I am totally okay with being arrested.
Yeah.
Totally okay with being charged.
Right,
I
right.
have no problem with that. Thank
Right.
God for the law
Yeah,
that
yeah.
we have in this country.
Right. However.
Charges and arrest is fine,
Right.
but in a proper civilized manner.
Right.
Not the way I was treated. I will not accept that.
Yeah.
That is not unacceptable.
Absolutely.
Like that's Gestapo move.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, without any explanation, totally coming and manhandling me brutally.
And the supervisor at the time found nothing wrong with that either.
Well, I went to the police central. I
Yeah.
went to the police central, and
Yeah.
I wanted to speak to the staff sergeant.
Yeah.
Staff sergeant heard me out. I said I will forget about this whole thing.
Yeah.
I will not file a complaint
Right.
until I hear from you.
Right.
She said she will talk to them and she'll get back to me. She called me a few hours later, and she said if she spoke to them, she heard their story. There's no problem with the arrest. That's all. I actually said that I am very disappointed, and the conversation is over, as I promised her.
Yeah.
If I'm not happy with the response, I will file a complaint. So I'm in the process of filing a complaint right now.
Facebook. It's 2017. That's how we file our complaints. Brah. This is Jed, Life's Son.
Thank you very much for being
Signing
patient
off.
and seeing this.
And this is another barbershop story. Thank you. Love you, Jed, man.
Thank you.
God
Love
bless
you,
you, brother.
brother.
Peace.